What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Late Show with Gray. I was really happy to get to use that intro. I haven't used that intro in so long. A lot of you folks remember I used to go live every Thursday night, and that was one of my favorite intros. But welcome to the chat, the live stream. Like I said, hopefully a lot of you folks got notified. I haven't done a live stream in quite some time by myself specifically. But yeah, am I 5x5? Am I making sure I'm not muted this time? All right, I'm going to back up the chat and say hello to some of you folks before we get started. And I'll probably repeat some names, because that's what I do. All right, hopefully everybody has their coffee, their wine, their soda, whatever you're drinking. Cheers to everyone. All right, so I see Yarn Preppers in the house. JT, thank you guys for being here. McBean Scottish Fitness, good to see you. Sharon, hello. Joyce, Mama Bear J15. Let me see JRC Homestead. See Hick Homestead. I can't wait to have my homestead, folks. I'm telling you, man, I dream about it every day. I drive past the homesteads in my area, and I envy those folks. What's up, Stuart? Good to see you as well. And Jan, did I get you, Jan? I said, oh, looks like all my moderators are here, which is always awesome. We have a nice, clean, friendly chat 99.9% of the time. What's up, Jeff? Jeff says, can we start already? Jeff, you already texted me once, and I told you we're doing it 10. All right, who else do we got in chat? Let me see. Scrolling through. What's up, Linda? Good to see you. Josie Hickman, good to see you from West Virginia. Welcome to the chat. Let me see. I know I got Linda already. I got Stuart. You guys are chatting. What's up, Elizabeth? All the way from Anchorage, Alaska. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. I got Jeff. Linda Roller, good to see you. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Lone Wolf is in the house. Let me see if I want to miss anybody else. Logan Davis, welcome to the Gray family, brother. I appreciate the support. Randy Brown, Andrew Quorum. Trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. There's not a lot of people in their show. I should be able to get there, everybody, in a timely manner. Did I get you, Randy? I think I do, right? Angela, good to see you. Colleen Rich, Disney up, boil her up. Love the name. Potato Head, good to see you. Dale Cobb, Tina Mitchell. Amazing Grandma, Great Lakes Canary. Let me see, Rhonda Willis, Viv B. Minuteman 69, what is up? Long time no see. IDGY Threadgood, good to see you. Frontier Preppers, what's up, Billy? Or D, or both? Good to see you folks. Frank, John, Missy, Lori. I know I got Amazing Grandma. Did I get you, Rhonda? And Lori in Oklahoma. I got Linda. Shawnee, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you got your stuff, Shawnee. I'm so happy. Good to see you, Mary, as well. Bell Pepper. Crazy Prepper Linda, good to see you as well. Great to catch you live, right? Yeah, it feels like forever since I've been live. K Prep is in the house. Let me see. I think I've caught everybody. If I missed you, I do apologize. Don Lyons, good to see you. Michelle, Jane Doe, Letty. Let me see. Johnny Finance, what's up, brother? Rhonda Long. And anyone else that I missed, I truly appreciate you guys being here. I know I've been just rambling on. All right, so first we get started. I want to show you. I want to show you guys the poll that I put up for. Looks like you're getting studio fixed up slowly but surely, man. Things are slowly coming. I still got to run some wires here because right now we're on Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi anything can happen. But I wanted to show you guys the results of. Let me see. Do I got this set up properly? Yep, here we go. So this is the results of the poll that I put. What should we talk about this evening? Kind of hence the thumbnail and why I put a bunch of stuff on there. But if you see that, spring gardening and current events are pretty much neck and neck, and then a day in a life in the prepper, a day in a life as a prepper. So we're going to touch on all those topics. We're going to focus on spring gardening first. We'll go into current events, and we'll touch a little bit about a day in the life of GreyMan and as a day in the life of a prepper. And we'll go from there. All right, so let me remove that, bring myself back up. First, I want to clarify a couple of things. Busy Girl, good to see you as well. Maryland, Swafford Homestead, Dreams Acres. Everybody's just strolling in here. Good to see so many amazing people. And Kevin and McBean and some of you other folks that are part of the Gray family, man. Again, my heart goes out to you folks. You guys have been supporting me for so long on the donation tab. I think JT and several other folks, man, I really appreciate that. I really do. Hey, Fluffy Otter, good to see you. But thank you guys for all the support. You know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't been doing live streams, so YouTube's always telling me, great, your revenue's down, your this is down, that. I'm like, hey man, it's not here for the money. I do this because I enjoy it. And I just like the community, and I like doing content for you, my viewers. So that being said, I did a video yesterday, 50 degrees. Viv B, tomorrow it's going to be 88 degrees in Florida. Yes, I said that. 88 degrees in Florida. Then it's going to drop to cool weather. But this is good for my plants. What's up, Oki Khan? Anyways, so I did a video on gas masks yesterday. Some folks might be into gas masks, some folks aren't. But I made a couple little issues in there. Little Lone Prepper, good to see you. And I just want to make sure I didn't see anything that I should address. So I made a couple mistakes in that video. So when you're wearing a gas mask, when it comes to a fire in your home, right? Someone dropped a great comment, and I should have touched on it in there, but believe it or not, folks, it took me about 8 hours to put that thing. I'm going to talk about that, Linda. It took me a while to put that video together, about 8 hours of just, kind of wanting to put something together and something that I liked, and I still made mistakes, but I'm only human. NC Farmer, I appreciate that. Rena LaRue, good to see you. And one part of the video, I was talking about the fire situation. So I don't want you to wear a gas mask like in a burning building. What I mean by wearing a gas mask is if there's a fire, and what's up, Brian Barbie? Hopefully that might be a good idea, Brian. I'm going to try to work that in. And my daughter, I might be able to start doing Tuesdays again here soon enough when she gets out of her. She's in this process where she goes to band on Tuesdays. And being that my wife works, I have to kind of, what's it called? Juggle that. What's up, RWR? Good to see you. Felt like spring today, right? Anyways, what I mean by when your house is on fire or something's on fire is to, if there's chemicals involved in that fire, that's where you want to be careful. And having a gas mask is very helpful in that situation, because firefighters, they wear a rebreather. Thank you, Yarn Prepper. I appreciate that. They wear a rebreather because oxygen is being taken out of that environment. When you wear a gas mask, it creates an issue. I'm not an expert, you know what I mean, in a lot of different things. I know a little of this and a little of that, you know what I mean? So that's how it goes. What's up, Papa's Farm? Good to see you. Nice to see you, man. God, it's been a long time. Anyways, so I wanted to kind of address that. And my wife is watching it. My wife is my best critic. She'll watch my videos and say, that doesn't make sense. You messed up there. And I love it. You know what I mean? I love it. And thank you, Mama Bear, for joining us again. Hey, things happen. You know what I mean? We got to take out the dogs. I'm pretty sure Jan will end up taking the dogs out eventually, or tending to the dogs at one point or another. I hear that, Vid B. It's funny. Florida weather is just insane half the time. But anyways, I refer to my viewers as customers. And sometimes that gets confused because I work a lot, and I have great customers at my job or my business. And so I'm always talking to them. So I refer to them as customers. So I got a little confused by saying customers versus my viewers. Hopefully no one got offended by that. What's up, Redneck Prepper? Good to see you. Let me see. Late night with Gray back. I was thinking about that today. I appreciate that, Ann. What's up, Eric? Diabetic Prepper. Good to see you. Let me see. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. What's up, Frank? All right. Anyways, so wanted to get that out the way first, because when I make a mistake, I just want to come up front with you guys in case some of you guys watch that video and like, great, that sounded weird. So I just wanted to clarify that. I enjoyed doing that video. And like I said, with everything going on in the world, I think everyone, if they have the finances to do so, to get a proper gas mask and know how to use it effectively. So anyways, moving on to the gardening topic real quick. And like I said, I don't know if we're going to go for a full hour. We'll see how it all plays out. But in regards to gardening, folks, the raised beds are doing well. So far, the beans have popped that I planted. The carrots have popped. The carrots usually take about 14 days on average to pop here in my area. And they popped. It took them 8 days. So the carrots popped. The radishes popped. Everything that I direct sowed is up. So that's a plus. All the other plants seem to be doing well. Everything is growing well. It's all working out. I plan on doing a video, another gardening video, probably this week. I sowed in 25 corn seeds today. I'm doing the Three Sisters. A lot of you folks a while back said, hey, Gray, can you do the Three Sisters? If you're not familiar with the Three Sisters, it's corn, corn, beans, and squash. So for my three sisters in the other raised bed that was empty, I have corn growing, 25 stalks of corn that I put in there. We'll see how many germinate. It's an heirloom variety. I think it's called the sun something. It's only a 4 to 5 foot stalk. It's quick. It usually harvests ready 45 to 50 days. And then we're dropping in some beans. I don't know which beans I'm going to put in yet, because I have some Kentucky Blues and some other beans in the other bed. And then we're going to do Seminole pumpkins for my squash. Seminole pumpkins is a phenomenal plant. It's a gourd or squash variety. And what I like about the Seminole pumpkin, it's geared towards Florida. And when you grow Seminole pumpkins, once they grow, they're great at bug defense. They just kind of sprawl out. And technically, you should have a lot more room than a raised bed the way I'm doing it, but we're giving it a shot. Everything is always a good to see a triple threat. When it comes to gardening, it's always an experiment. People will tell you, hey, I do this, or this is how you should do it. And, everybody has their opinion. And my preference is I like to, Roger that, Michelle. I like to experiment. So when someone says you can't do that, Grey's going to do it, because why not have some fun with it? You know what I mean? Experiment. Like someone says, well, having this in the same bed as that in the same bed might not work, but we'll find out. It's something to kind of play around with and to have fun with, And so everything is looking good in the garden. I'm going to do a garden update here. I'm assuming within the next 7 to 14 days, these are fast growing corn stalks. They should pop. After the corn pops and it gets about 6 to 8 inches tall, we'll drop in the beans. And then after a week of that, after we put in the beans, the following week, we'll then put in the Seminole pumpkins. And I'll show you that whole process as we're going. Now coming to the third bed. We're going to build out the third bed here, hopefully soon, within the next 2 weeks. We'll get the third bed up and running. I got to get my trellises in because eventually the tomatoes and the beans are going to need that on the other bed. And then we're going to use survival. I think it's survivalseeds.com or survivalgardenseeds.com. Don't quote me on that just yet. They're in the other room, so I can't remember. We're going to be using their seeds. And I'm going to start planting those in March. And people say, well, why March, Grey? Well, March for us is kind of going into the summer months. So I'm going to be doing my summer gardening kind of starting in March. And I look for things that have a grow time between, anywhere from 30 days. Let's say radishes are about 25 to 30 days. And some of the radishes have a little bit longer. But I'm trying to think anywhere from 30 days to about, 65 to 75 days. Because then what I'm going to use to kind of keep the beds in working order, per se, if you want to use that term like that, is I'm going to do sweet potatoes. And I'm also going to be doing a purple variety of potatoes. But like I said, I'll get into the logistics of that once we do those videos. Alien Prepper, good to see you, brother. I'm glad you beamed down to hang out with us. I've missed you, man. Good to see you. Chief, what is up? You see great potential for something bad to happen. Black swan about potatoes ahead and Poland and giving speech. Roger that. Roger that. Thank you for that information. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. 2 foot of snow is covering my raised beds. And that's crazy, Viv. If you want to support, thank you, Yarn. Yeah. Texas, our growing season is early. And exactly. So Florida has a weird growing season. February for us is a weird month because it's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So it does a lot of weird stuff. But anyways, we got to do the best we can. Some people say you can't grow these types of vegetables in Florida. And I say, sure, I'm going to give it a shot anyways. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to using these raised beds. I will be having some grow bags. Funny enough, folks, the blueberry bush that I had in my old videos, I've had this blueberry bush for about about 2 years now. It was cold enough where it got at least 30 chill hours. Certain blueberry varieties, like the Misty blueberry that I'm going to be planting this year as well. You only need 30 to 45 chill hours, and it's hard to get that, even in Florida sometimes. But it actually blossomed, and I'm hoping some of these blossoms will turn into blueberries. I'm looking forward to getting some blueberries, at least something from it. The elderberry plant is doing very well. It's coming back. And the blackberry plant is on its 3rd year now, and hopefully it's looking good. You know what I mean? So we'll see how everything turns out. And just like I said, just stay tuned. I'm always getting into something. You know what I mean? So I think that's the logistics on the garden. Do you guys have any questions in regards to anything that I was just discussing in regards to the garden stuff before we move on to the current events? And how did I get a sip of that coffee? I've been talking too much. Jabber, 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 Grey. Ramble on, as they say. Got strawberries from last year, only surviving plant right now, trying to get sprouts in the other 2 plants. Hey, Chief, matter of fact, I did save one of my strawberries, and I'm going to hang it where my raised beds are. What's up, Pony Girl? Pony Girl, you're kind of special. I saw you over on Tup, the Urban Prepper. You're a moderator over there. That's awesome, Pony Girl. I'd be sneaking around when I get a chance, but that's awesome. Good to see you here as well. Thank you for the support. So I'm going to do I'm going to do some, they're like posts that have the little hanging things on them. I'm going to hang my strawberry plants from there and let them kind of come down, and we'll see what happens with that as well. Let me see. That much better. What am I getting into living in the house I bought last year? Michelle, and you know, my heart goes out to you, Michelle, all the issues you've had with that house. Golden rounds, have one more to plant. That's awesome, Chief. How do you plant purple potatoes? Yeah, right, Jeff. So funny enough that you asked that, Jeff. Tractor Supply and a couple other places around here. I think even Lowe's maybe had them. Surprisingly, there's a couple of places that I saw. They actually had seed potatoes this year. And so I grabbed them because I like purple potatoes. I'm not a big fan of white potatoes. It's a great potato to have, great carbs and stuff like that if you're trying to, you know, that survival food. But I like yams. Yams grow well in Florida. Sweet potatoes grow great in Florida. And I'm hoping these purple potatoes grow good in Florida too. Thank you, Chief. And I'm hoping too. I only got the last year, my strawberry plant only produced about a dozen or so strawberries, but it was like in the middle of the summer. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, D, good to see you. I'm glad you made it. We got 85 thumbs up. How many people do we have in chat? I didn't even check. It's not that big of a deal. Let me see. I want to remove this from here. There we got 100 people in chat. That's not bad. Not bad. Thank you, guys. All right. I want to make sure I don't have any other garden questions popping up. Yarn Prepper says, I'd prefer the snow. I hate the heat in summer. At Yarn, JT, gotcha. I prefer the snow. Yeah, JT, I miss the snow. I lived in Michigan for quite some time. What's up, Morty? Good to see you. But yeah, I personally I do like the snow. I like the cold weather, but the wife does not. Viv B says berry plants grow well up north. Yeah, Viv, when I was in Michigan, we'd be in the woods just rambling around and, you know, going hunting and stuff. And we would see, you know, blackberries and just random blueberries just growing wild. You know what I mean? So I'm also thinking about looking at mulberries and some other stuff that grow well in Florida. But muscadine grapes here in Florida, if I end up doing what is it called? I can't think of the name. It's 2 trellises put together. Paragola, I think is a proper name for that. And I told the wife, I said, if we do that, I want to grow muscadine grapes up this because I want to make like a seating area. I have so much work to do in this garden. There's just so much I want to do. And of course, I'm going to take all you guys on this journey. Like I said, I like sharing my life with you. And it's just fun. Homesteader Gamer, good to see you. Let me see. Would it be okay to use garden soil in a grow bag? Or should I use potting soil for my vegetables? So let me back that up real quick because that was from Disney Up Boiler Up. So I use regulars. I use grow bag. There's like some people call it container soil, but honestly, I'll be honest with you. I just use garden soil with my grow bags. I did a video a while back. If you go to my gardening playlist, it says how to use grow bags, and I show how I build my grow bags. How I layer it to save you money on soil, because I've used anywhere from the 10, 15, and 20 gallon grow bags all the way to I think a 50 or 100 gallon grow bag. And it's always about the money because soil costs a lot. Paragola, thank you, Eric, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a great video. The video did well when I put it out. It still gets hits on a consistent basis. It's just a way how I do my grow bag. So it might interest you to watch that video to kind of get an idea how I do mine. I go step by step on what I'm putting in there and how I build that grow bag up. Kind of how I did the raised beds, but I was a little bit rushed on the raised beds because I could have done it a little bit different. But you know, we have to use the materials and the stuff that we have around us to make things happen. Let me see here. Me too. Grapes grow well up north too. Great to find for snacks while on hunting. Exactly. Me too. I did a video a while back on a solar. I was doing a review on a solar brick, and I found some wild muscadines and just was grabbing them on camera because they taste great. Swafford, and I agree with you, Swafford. A lot of people like muscadine wine too, so you can go that route as well. Let me see here. No problem, Disney. Well, so yeah, folks. If a lot of you folks, if you guys have questions, I have playlists down below. If you click on the playlist, I have gardening playlist, past live streams and interviews, gear reviews. And I need to finish up the 5 C's of survival because I know Jeff's been waiting for me to do the cutting. That's coming, Jeff. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's coming. I got these huge boxes sitting over here of all these reviews I'm supposed to be doing, and some of these folks will literally hound me about it because I'm a little slow at doing reviews. I just got so much stuff to do. But we got some interesting things coming. I get to do an EcoFlow review. A lot of you folks like the EcoFlow brand. You've seen me do the Blue Yeti. I had the new, is it the Jackery? I think I have the new Jackery to do. And since you folks are watching me here in the live stream and took the time out of your evening, I'm going to be doing a solar generator. I think it's the EBL 500. Watch for that video because in that video, I'm going to be reviewing one and then I'm going to be giving away one. We'll do a live stream on that giveaway. So I'm going to be reviewing the unit that I have. They sent me another one because I said, hey, let's work a deal out. I want to give my viewers back. And they said, okay, we'll send you 2 of them and you can give one away. And I was like, awesome. That's a great deal. Hodges 1455. Good to see you. All right. So where are we at on time? It's not too bad. I just rambled on for about 23 minutes. All right, so let's move on from my jibber jabber to current events. Akita Love, I got my first raised bed made the way you did with the old castle blocks. I love it, and I'm in the process of doing a few more as money permits. That's awesome, Akita. Matter of fact, right before we move on, let me mention something. Remember in that video when I was building those beds, I told people that my goal is to have my neighbors see what I'm doing. That's awesome, Pony Girl. Hey, Allison. My neighbor this morning, when I was putting the corn in early this morning, because I wanted, I soaked my corn seeds for about 12 hours to speed up the germination. But anyways, I put the corn in, and one of the neighbors from across came over and said, hey, what you got going on over here? And I explained the whole process. I dropped my knowledge in aspect of why I did the raised beds, what I'm growing, how I'm growing it. And he's like, I want to do what you're doing. And I was like, man, I said, I'll be honest with you, brother. That's what I was hoping. Yeah, I agree, Baba. Muscadine jelly is great. He doesn't want to do the exact beds that I'm doing. He wants to do something a little bit more permanent. But I said, hey man, if you have any questions at all, because he didn't understand why I had flowers in the garden bed and he didn't understand the whole companion planting, but he wants to grow vegetables. So the more people that I can get in this small community to grow their own food, the better for everyone. You know what I mean? I love working with people. I love educating and teaching. I love sharing information, learning from others. It's just awesome. I agree, JT. I was excited. My wife was like, really? It just worked out well, man. He's a nice guy. He introduced himself. Hopefully it works out well. And hopefully I'll be able to build that relationship with him as well. And we can kind of do different, share information as we're growing stuff. Yes, exactly, Tina. That's the goal, Dreams Acres. Low Country Gardener, what's up? And Homestead Gamer, that's my goal. My whole goal is even having a YouTube channel is to educate and inform and share. If I can help one person per video, and I've said this probably too many times to count, but helping just one person, getting one person into the mindset of emergency preparedness, I love it. When someone in the video drops a comment, says, great, this was a great video, it helped me out. I love reading your guys' comments. I still try to answer every single comment in the comment section. As I grow, that might be more complicated, but I'm going to keep on trying to do so. It's just something that I love to do to interact with you, my viewers. I figure if you guys take the time to leave a comment, I should take the time to respond to that comment. At least heart the comment, let you know that I read it. Yeah, Minute Man, you're absolutely right. I appreciate that, Diana. Thank you so much. Devil Dog Prepper, good to see you. Thank you, Pony Girl. I really appreciate that. All right, so I'm assuming a lot of folks know what's going on in Ohio. I touched on it in yesterday's video, and the reason why you should have a gas mask. So let's kind of move from the gardening into the current events, specifically what's happening in Ohio. Sorry, I was reading a comment. It's something I'll get distracted very easy. But so the situation in Ohio is very heartbreaking. As always, it's being politicized. As always, the government is kind of feeding a bunch of lies and information to the community. And folks, whenever the government says, I think who was it? Give me a second. Was it Ronald Reagan that said, if the government comes to your house and says they're here to help, it's probably not the best thing, right? Yeah, squirrel, right? Look at the squirrel. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Tina, and some of my viewers are from Ohio, like yourself. It said there's someone that dropped a comment who lives 10 miles away, and he did a great video of what was going on in there. And they keep on telling the people the water is safe to drink, or at least the majority of the water is safe to drink. But then there's dead fish everywhere. Matter of fact, I have a quick clip. Let me bring this up. I'm not going to put the sound, but this is on the news. You guys may have seen it. I appreciate that, Yarn. So this is in Ohio. And as you can see, she throws this rock in here, which disturbs the ground underneath it, which is the soil. And this is what's popping up. So how is this water safe to drink? This is leaching into the ground. That's not good, folks. You know what I mean? That is just not good at all. That's horrible. And what goes up must come down, per se, right? When you say all that chemical and all that black smoke and everything they did went up into the air. So how far is that going to travel? You know what I mean? Like how far, if it gets into the clouds and the rain and comes down in other parts of Ohio or even further around that or the Pennsylvania border and whatnot. Yeah, they said the water was safe, right, Eric? But yeah, it's just not good at all. Not good at all. Not cool. And good to see you, Moonsprout. And yes, it is heartbreaking. And it's just an onslaught. Like some of you folks probably, maybe you guys watched the documentary on 3 Mile Island over, I think it's in Pennsylvania, over by Hershey. And right, amazing grandma. Thank you. 3 Mile Island, that was a whole crap show per se. You know what I mean? They said, oh, don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. And then 20 years later, people are having issues. People are having, their children are having issues. And the government likes to wait this long period of time because they'll be like, oh, well, you were a smoker, or how do we know that this wasn't the cause or that wasn't the cause? Because they don't want to pay out. They don't want to pay out. They want to cover it up. And when it came to 3 Mile Island, from what I gathered from the whole documentary, it was like just a few, like 30 minutes from being critical. It could have been a bad disaster, like a Chernobyl-like disaster. But come to find out, it was all due to money. And what I mean by money is that it was a faulty valve or something to that extent that they just trying to push it through. And the nuclear commission, they were all everybody was lying. Even the newly elected mayor or governor of that area had no clue. Like he's kind of thrown on his plate, so he was caught with his pants down. But horrible things have happened. Horrible things are going to happen again, kind of like what we're seeing in Ohio. A little closer to home, folks, in Kissimmee, Florida. Some folks may not know about this, but in Kissimmee, Florida, let me pull this up. This is a 5-acre fire in Kissimmee, Florida. Guess what's inside this fire? You have plant fertilizer. You have everything that has to do with plants, fertilizer, plastics, and other chemicals. This is a pretty intense fire. This is in Kissimmee, Florida. This was today. And so where's all that smoke going? Where are all these chemicals going? You know what I mean? So yes, Brian, exactly. So it's like you had the situation in Ohio. Then you have the situation here in Kissimmee. And to kind of keep it going, Detroit, Michigan, or right around Detroit, Michigan, Van Buren Township, Michigan, another derailment. And then there was a truck down in Arizona with a chemical spill there. And I thought just this week, was there a derailment in Texas as well? If I recall correctly. Anyways, it makes you get to that whole conspiratorial mindset, like, yeah, right, Minuteman. It makes you start thinking like, this is all just happening. And so I started looking up train derailments over the last several years. And there's a lot of them, folks. And remember when the people were going to strike on the railroad, they were going to do the whole striking thing. This has a little bit to do with that. And what I mean by that is the staff has been cut back. So they're working their people harder. And the guy, God, I can't remember the channel that it was on. Are you on here? Was it home? Oh man, I can't think of the channel's name, but he said that basically they cut the time in half to do something, and it's creating a lot of issues. Do you guys know that 2.2 million what do they call rail cars carry chemicals across the U.S. 2.2 million a year, I think is what it said, that are traveling through our railways. Now, I understand they have to move stuff around and not, but I figured there should be a way to do it safer. And of course, I'm not a big fan of Pete Buttigieg, and I'm not trying to get political or nothing like that, but he's supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be involved in this, and the federal EPA and FEMA and all this other stuff like that. And they're not doing nothing in Ohio. They're not doing nothing in Ohio. So, like I said, this is why I think that we as people in the emergency preparedness mindset, we need to have storage of our own water, ways to purify water. We need, stuff like gas masks. And I'm not saying everybody has to go out and run out and buy gas masks. I'm just saying it's something that would be, Eric, good point. Pipelines would be safer. But we know what happens to pipelines with the current administration. He's nowhere to be found. Yeah, exactly, Tina. Thanks, Brian. So I lost my train of thought. Let me take a sip of coffee. Agreed, GBL. I watch Charlie. What is Charlie's? Why can't I think of Charlie's name right now? Charlie over there in Newfoundland. He has a great channel. He does a lot of rabbit snaring and stuff like that. But he's up in that area. I don't know why I can't think of his channel name right now. Because, I'm getting old, folks. Exactly, Rich. Trying to make sure. What's up, Michigan Lifestyle? Pony Girl, you guys got it right. So anyways, some horrible events that are happening on a consistent basis. 2023 hasn't let us down yet. Folks, if you watch Rudy Alaska Prepper's video today in regards to what's predicted with the economic situation here in the United States, it's just getting worse. Yeah, I saw that, Bell, that Aaron Brockovich was getting involved in that. Thank you, Minuteman. Jan, we'll see you in a bit. Let me see. No FEMA, no Red Cross. Roger that, Tina. So where was I? Anyway, so in regards to that, it's heartbreaking. The people there are scared, not even only for themselves, but they're for their children, which I would be in that same situation. Do you want to put your kids in bath water that might be contaminated? Do you want to water your plants? Just things like that, whatever, if you're growing stuff. I mean, in Ohio, it's probably too cold to grow, but you guys kind of get my drift with that, right? How long is this stuff going to linger? How long is it going to be in the ground for? You know what I mean? Just scary stuff. Roger that, Nike. See, thank you, Yarn. So where am I at now? Let's go here. We're at 35 minutes in. Do you guys have any other things that you guys want to add to that conversation? Yeah, Tina Mitchell. It's funny you say that about the balloons. We're wasting $400,000 sidewinders to take out one of the balloons. They talked about it on Fox News today. It was like a little organization, and it was a very small balloon that was taken down by one of these $400,000 missiles. So very sad. We are the study as per usual. Agreed, Moonsprout. Hey, Rocka. No, better late than never. Mama Bear J15, that is exactly right. I do get some people on the channel that leave comments like, Gray, I wish I could afford this gas mask, or I wish I could afford this, solar generator, and all the stuff like that. And I'm like, it takes time. I've been doing this since 06. So I think what, 17, 18 years, if I do my math correctly. I agree, Raven. I do agree. It will affect the rain as well, the rainwater. So if you have a rain catchment system and you're living in Ohio, it's probably not the best thing. You're going to have to disinfect and clean all that stuff. You just can't trust it. Vitra says phosphogene and chlorine that was on that Ohio train. Thank you for that. Let me see here. Can't use tap water for plants here. They'll die. Use bottled. Roger that, Mary. Look at the biggest stockholder in the train company's stocks. It's BlackRock, and they should say it all. Thanks for sharing, brother. What would it take for FEMA to get involved? Kentucky Believer, from my understanding, I thought that the governor of Ohio has to request FEMA or request from the president for help through FEMA. But don't quote me on that. That's what I think I've heard and how it works out. I don't work for FEMA or any of those organizations. We have old Russian masks, just buy new filters. Yes, folks, if you buy filters for your gas mask, I know we're going totally off topic from what we're talking about, but I mean, it does pertain to the, harmful chemicals in the air and whatnot that you breathe. But they all have a shelf life. So make sure that you store your filters in the right spot. You keep them in rotation. If you have a filter that expires and goes bad, that's what they say, it goes bad. Usually they have a pretty, whoops, I don't know what that was. But when it comes to your filters, you just want to make sure that that you have the right filter, CBRN filter, and it's within range. But the old filters, I tell people, use those as practice filters. Thank you, Busy Girl. That's what I thought as well, that the governor has to declare a national disaster. You figured that the governor would do that in the aspect of trying to get more aid to the people. I'm not sure what's going on with the whole situation. Who knows? It could be political for all I know. I posted on Gray's video the other day that we should all work on building our own gas mask from scratch just in case. Thank you, Homestead Gamer. Yeah, that was a pretty quick. I'm looking into that. That was quite interesting. Let me see. Dreams Acre says, unfortunately, people just can't afford to lose their homes and everything they work for and move out of a contaminated areas. But then even if you can, you could move to another disaster area these days. Yeah, it's like moving from one disaster to the next, into the fire, or jump from the flame, or from the fire to the flame, or something like that. I put water filters on all my irrigation systems and change them out when necessary. So I do use city water, and the guy that came over and asked me about the garden, he said, what kind of water you're using? So the irrigation that I have in the yard is well water from here in Florida. So I'll use that. I have used city water before, but something that you probably, if you want to get more minerals to your plants and stuff like that, you probably want to get the most natural source of water in your area. I agree. Amazing, Grandma. I agree 100%. Let's see. What did Carolyn say? He did request FEMA. The president denied it, from what I understand. Wow, Carolyn. So then it is political. Chief says Detroit now has a grain issue. I think as we see, as the year progresses, let me see. YJ Overlander says, it wouldn't offend me if you spoke about the lanterns you have up there behind you. How's that old style storm lantern do? I love it. The lanterns back here. So the reason I have them back here is I have a couple of ones that are USB powered and LED powered. I have one that's candle powered, and then one that uses fuel. And the reason I do that is because I want to be able to have an array of options. If what's up, Queekney? Good to see you. If I can't have power to charge these things, then I can move on to the candle. I think Rudy did a video on the UCO because you can kind of heat water with that. And then of course, the hurricane lantern. I did a video on that, how to store lantern oil properly. And I talked about that lantern specifically. I just like to have a variety of things. I'm always that person that thinks about, if this fails, what can I do next? And if this fails, what can I do next? So I'm trying to have multiple redundancies just in case. Agree, JT. Homestead Gamer, I agree. A lot of fluoride, chlorine, and a bunch of other stuff in local water. Plus, they do all kinds of purification processes. We don't drink. We won't drink from the tap, even though we shower in it and you wash your hands and do your dishes and stuff like that. But I guess it's all about trying to the less contact, the better. That's awesome, Michelle. Let me see. I'm trying to back up to say my mom collected old oiled lamps. That's awesome, Tina. You know, they don't make stuff like they used to. I tell you that. I tell you that for sure. Minimize exposure. Thank you, VidB. Thanks for the clarification. This is why I have you guys. You guys are awesome. We got 118 people in chat and 114 thumbs up. That's amazing, folks. You guys are awesome people. So where did we want to go from here? We talked about the situation in Michigan, Kissimmee, Ohio, Texas, Arizona. Oh, I wanted to touch on eggs real quick. I think, I think everybody should have chickens, man. And Rudy gave me a great idea. I was told Rudy, I said, well, where I live, I don't think they'll let me have chickens. And Rudy says, tell them that they're pets. And I was like, Rudy, actually, that might be a great idea. He said, get 3 or 4 chickens where your county ordinance allows you to, and tell them that they're your pets, and put little collars on them with their names. And I was like, actually, that's a great idea. So I'm going to try to see if I can pull something off. I have filters on shower and sinks just in case. That's awesome, Pony Girl. Make sure you leave comments under the replay. Thank you, Yarn Prepper. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, I'm trying to get some batteries, lanterns. Reverse osmosis, I do like that as well. An RO system is phenomenal. I think Rudy was talking about that in his live stream last night, if I recall correctly. That's awesome, Tina. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Eggs are normal again. What about silver? Well, Jeff, I don't think eggs are normal. What I mean by that is eggs are still up. They're $8 for the eggs that I buy are up to $8. I remember when eggs were like 98 cents or even lower, maybe $1.29 for a dozen. My emotional support chickens. That's a good one, Low Country. That's a rough one, Yarn. South Florida DCL. Hello, neighbor. Good to see you, brother. I agree, Moonsprout. God, there was a documentary that my business partner was talking to me about today about how much food you need to supply a grocery store. And I wish I knew the math that he was talking about. I'll have to write that down and take some notes next time and talk to you about that. But it was interesting how many acres you need per grocery store in the United States. And it's just insane. The amount of food that you have to grow. And we're not growing that much food, folks. Used to be 99 cents a dozen. Agreed, Chris. 100%. And it's just crazy. Pony Girl says $3.99 for organic eggs here in Arizona. The cheapest I can get organic free range chicken eggs on a sale, you're probably looking at least $4 or $5 here in Florida, at least for me, from where I shop. Tina, most places won't allow you to have a rooster. Even though in my old house, they're not allowed to have a rooster, but they still did. I guess it all depends on your neighbors, right? That's awesome, Michigan lifestyle. Now, Jeff, are you getting the good eggs? Are you getting the dirt cheap eggs? Polish their little toenails, make the girls happy. The chickens will make the other pests envious. Well, it's like Rudy said, and I think it's Rudy that told me this. Me and Rudy get on the phone, and 2 hours to go by, I'm like, we just get lost in conversation. But he was talking about chickens and how they're zero emission because you have the chicken who lays the egg, then who eats your scraps, and then the chicken feces or manure can be reused for your garden. So I think chickens are wonderful. I think if everybody had 3 or 4 chickens, the world would be so much of a better place. We have rabbits and hope to get hens. We can have 6 in this town. That's awesome, Carol. I can have 5 hens, no roosters. it seems to be a common thread with the no roosters thing. Unless you're out in the deep country, I guess you can do what you want. Around me, we have a lot of cattle in this area. Get here Pisaki this weekend. We have a lot of cattle. To the right of me, they got some sheep. We have horses, cattle, sheep, chickens. The boar out here run rampant. They're kind of a nuisance species in Florida. That's awesome, YJ. I love bean sprouts and all different types of microgreens. Those are awesome and super easy to grow. That's interesting, Tina. Me too. Government used to suggest that every home have chickens to help. Yeah, right. What happened to that government? Me too. Nightcrete, it depends. So Florida also has this thing, this law on the book that they can't not allow you to have a garden. They can still give you crap about it. But I don't know. I'd have to look into that, into the local, rules and regulations and stuff like that. You don't need a rooster for eggs, only if you want chicks. Exactly, busy girl. What's up, Lily B? Good to see you. South Florida says he has a question. Is Erin Brockovich in all that Ohio stuff? Yes, she is. She's involved in that South Florida. What's up, Heinz57? Someone dropped them on there as it wasn't me. What's up, FSP? Well, I'm glad. I still think, come towards, I still think eggs are going to go up. I don't think the egg situation is going to be resolved anytime soon. I just have a feeling. Just like gas prices dropped down to what? They dropped down, it got down to low as 285, and then they jumped back up to 359. It's like they're toying with us. You know what I mean? I agree, Moonsprout. Great to see you as well, Lily B. Chantilly Lace. Love it. Love the name. Anyways, I think, did I cover everything I wanted to go to? So, I'm getting to the point where I have to write stuff down. That's a concern, Tina, for sure. Yeah, Minuteman, probably. Freeze your eggs. Made a how-to reel on Instagram. Thank you, Yarn Prepper. Yeah, there's all kinds of water glassing, freezing. Some people pickle eggs. There's a lot of different ways to extend the life of eggs. But look, and this is not a shameless plug, folks. I know it's pricey, but I love Nutrient Survival's vitamin eggs. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. This is how we all make mistakes. Okay. I don't know if any of you guys out there have ever used Nutrient Survival vitamin eggs. So the first time I had them, it was in a pouch, the little pouch that it came in, not the number 10 can, but the little pouch. And in my mind, I'm thinking freeze-dried food. So I was telling Rudy this, and I poured water into it, stirred it up, hot water into it, stirred it up, and let it sit there. And then when I was eating it, I was like, man, this is kind of like a soupy egg mixture. This is not good. And then the next day, my wife makes them, and I said, how did you get the eggs this way? She said, you're supposed to cook them, you idiot. And I was like, oh, I thought you just add water. So, hey, I made a mistake, but I learned. And once she did that, man, she makes them all the time now. That's awesome, Minute Man. So she makes them all the time. And what I'm looking forward to is to go in the garden and grab some peppers and some onions and all the other little herbs that we have and throwing those into the eggs. That's how I felt too, Mama Bear J15. I had to laugh at myself because I was just like, man, I'm gonna have to talk to Eric. These eggs suck. And then when they were done the right way, I was like, man, these eggs are actually awesome. Now, Rudy said instead of using water, use milk, and he says they're even fluffier and better. So I'm gonna have to try that too. My connection is weird. Up top, it says E, not LTE. Oh, that is your phone. Dehydrate and powder eggs are the best. Jeff, I want to try that with my Corsair dehydrator. I bought the little gel things to dehydrate eggs. I'm going to give it a shot. I've never tried it before with this dehydrator specifically. Exactly, Rhonda. Pony Girl, I feel you. It's always on the late streams that we get sidetracked and we start talking about food. But at least I got through the gardening topic and the current events topic before we got into the food topic. We had a rooster that would attack anyone with the animal, even when you got knocked with a stick. He would wake up and still come for us and say, "Roger that, Lori." Hey, there's a purpose for everything. Dehydrate them raw. It tastes weird and rubbery if you dehydrate them cooked. Thanks, Homestead Gamer. Yeah, I think from my understanding, the videos that I've watched on dehydrating eggs, they scramble them and then they pour them onto the gel trays and then they dehydrate them. Cherie, good to see you. Nomad Prepper 2. I got plenty of tomatoes and peppers blooming now. That's awesome, Nomad. You're on the ball. Rain Country, great channel, by the way. Thank you for Akita. There's a lot of great channels out there. Rose Red Homestead, love watching her too. They're just, they had that wholesome feel. They're always teaching about canning and cooking and stuff like that. Love those channels. Grey Wolf Outdoors Homestead, good to see you. Would eggs turn out to be better if you freeze dried them or dehydrated them? Honestly, the freeze dried method is probably going to last the longest versus the dehydration method. Usually when you freeze dry stuff, it retains more nutrients than dehydrating and so on and so forth. So if I eventually in the next couple of years, if the world doesn't end, right? When we get our homestead, I'm still in the process of looking for land. I'm always on the prowl for land. But I would like to do what Rudy did and get a Harvest Right freeze dryer and start doing my own freeze drying because that's of course the most affordable way to do it. But eventually one day. That's awesome, Carol. Minuteman says eggplants do not taste like eggs. But Minuteman, I'm growing the Ichiban eggplants. They're the longer ones, not the Black Beauty ones. And I like to cut those up into little round things and take tempura batter. And I love Asian cuisine, like the Japanese cuisine. I like to dip the eggplant, the Japanese eggplant, dip that in some tempura batter and fry it up, man. It's just so good. So tasty. Would love to have a Harvest Right one day. And Mama Bear J15, that's how I feel too. Yes, Brian, the Japanese eggplant. That's a good idea, Nikri. That is actually a good idea. You see, Me Too says, GreyMan, if you dehydrate your own eggs low and slow and see an oily substance on top, don't wipe it off, just powder it all together. It's best for flavor. Thank you, Me Too. That's what I always like about doing these live streams because I get to learn from you guys. Lily B, Moonsprout, and Marie, it's tasty. It's one of my favorite little snacks. It's just good stuff. I guess maybe do you guys ever want me to do a video of me cooking? I did the one cooking with Grey video. But when I harvest the eggplants this year, maybe I can show you my whole process doing that if you guys want to see a video like that. I'm open to doing anything. My channel is not really specific. Roger that, Jeff. With my channel, I don't really do anything specific. Like I'm not trying to just do news, or I'm not trying to just do canning, or just trying to do reviews. Even though I do a lot of reviews, folks. Yes, cooking and canning videos. Gotcha, Yarn. I just like to do a little bit of everything. Anything that has to do with emergency preparedness, be it a gear review, be it a news article, be it gardening, be it dehydrating, be it prepper pantry ideas, all that stuff. I like doing it all. Allison Sherman says cooking and sending us samples. It's funny you say that because I'm trying to get Rudy to send me a sample of something that he dehydrated. If he sends it to me, I'm going to do a video on it. Dreams Acre says, I would love to see some cooking for diabetics. That's a great idea, Dreams, because at one point in my life, I was a type 2 diabetic. I beat it, but at one point I had to specifically watch certain things in regards to the types of carbs that I ate. That's how I got stuck on my sweet potatoes, because it's a low glycemic potato full of nutrients, and it doesn't spike your blood sugar. And they taste great. Roger that, South Florida. Michelle Mitten Prepper and a giveaway video with me. Payday preps. Exactly, Yarn. And Rudy's like, told me, he's like, Rudy's like, Grey, you know, you can take my idea. And I'm like, what idea? He said, you can do payday preps. I don't care. Do payday preps, man. And I was like, well, when I do payday preps, they're huge. And he's like, yeah, just share it with the community. So he's a smart man. I mean, Rudy's gotten where he's gotten because he's a very intelligent person. So maybe I'll throw that in there and take his advice. Yeah, me too. He's moved. He doesn't. I don't think Rudy does dehydration. I think it's all he does canning and freeze drying now. Heinz 57. We're talking about food, so it's not really off topic, but I like it when you guys come across deals at certain stores, and I love tuna. I'm a fish and poultry kind of guy. I mean, I guess that's a Florida thing. My wife likes steak though, where it's like when we went out for dinner for our anniversary, ironically enough, the waitress came with our food and she gave me the steak and then gave my wife the fish. And when she walked away, I just did the switcheroo. I said, here's your steak and here's my fish. Because I guess it's in tune to people's mind that men eat big steaks. You know what I mean? But I like fish. And that's a good point, Yarn. Get a field guide to identify plants in your area. The research uses a lot of edible raw cooked and little lone prepper. I don't know. I guess I could do this. It's good to have a prepper library, and this is just a little part to kind of have it to display. But and you guys know I love books, but there we go. You want to get a good book. I mean, come on, focus on that thing, camera. You can do it, camera. Come on, camera. There we go. But your Peterson Field Guides, there's a lot of other books out there. I have tons of books on that stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear me still. It's never your typical live stream with Grey. Let me see here. Let me see. I'm trying to back up to see if I missed anything. Your office is sharp. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a work in progress. This desk goes up and down because I like to stand when I do review videos. That's awesome, JT. And back there, that's where I like to do like the close-ups of the reviews that I do. I'm trying to, I guess, be a little professional. That's awesome. And Nike, it's funny you say that because every state has specific plants to their state, right? I have a book. It's somewhere up there. That's specifically to Florida edibles. Roger that, Queekney. Agreed, Akita. That's awesome, Viv. Is Ostlander in chat? Metasaurus. Ostlander, good to see you, man. From the land down under. I can't seem to hear or see the stream, but the chat keeps popping comments. The joys of rural internet. Roger that, brother. Well, thanks for joining us. What happened to my wrench? South Florida, I don't know if you've ever had a wrench. I have very limited amounts of, someone asked me that about my moderators, and I have I think I have 4 moderators, I think, if I recall correctly. And I figure that's enough. I don't do enough live streams to have 10 or 12 moderators. And Jan, JT, Julie, and Yarn, they're always right on the money, man. They're always in the live streams. They're always in chat, and they're great mods. But you never know. People have sent me emails regarding of wanting to be mods, and I always keep that list. in case we ever grow to the point where we need to add more mods. What's up, Dobby? Why do I see? I'm messing up your name because it's been so long. Good to see you. Quickney, what I would like to do on the homestead eventually is do a food forest, food forest permaculture. That's what I would like to do, is just to be able to walk in my backyard and just forage through my backyard, you know what I mean, on a couple acres, you know what I mean? Have a full ecosystem between the animals and the plants, the fruit trees, the vegetable plants, just everything, you know what I mean? That's my long-term goal. Have a good night, Oki-Khan. You too, Frank. What time is it? Oh, wow, we're over an hour. I need to wrap this up. You too, East Tennessee Preparedness. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yes, that's the whole thing. Feels like forever since I caught a live stream. Adobe, trust me, it's been a while since I've done a live stream by myself. But I'm gonna try to get. I'm trying to get more. Everything's starting to settle in, and we're gonna try to get do more live streams. So don't forget about me. We lead you astray, right? Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Anyways, folks, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I thank you. Thank you so much for really. All right, South Florida. Where are you at? Thank you, JT. Where are you, South Florida? How about that? All right, South Florida, go ahead and type something. Take care, Alien and Pat. But yes, I do want to thank all you guys for coming out and hanging out with me on this live stream. And thank you for all that watch every video that I put out. That I love when you guys leave comments, even if it's a video that you're not really into. You guys take the time, you let the video play, you drop a comment, you keep the interaction going, and it truly does help the channel. So I appreciate that. Some of you guys will get bored sometimes and just put on a Grey's playlist. That helps out the channel so much as well. So I appreciate all the support when you guys take the time to do so. It does mean a lot. But I hope everyone got some information out tonight. I hope you had a good time. It's always good to no problem, South Florida. But I want to say thank you again to every single one of you. And Mod, you guys are phenomenal people. You guys rock every single time. I miss having these streams with you folks. And like I said, I want to get them going on. So I'll probably do an update on the garden next week. And I think I have a review video of a solar generator or something like that. I got a couple things going on. So Alien Prepper comment held for review. I don't see anything, but I'll check. But everyone, please stay safe out there. If you're in Ohio, send your blessings. Pray for these folks. And, just stay. Sorry, I got squirrel. Anyways, I want to say, like I said, just stay safe out there. Remember, folks, you are not alone. God bless. And I'll catch you guys in the rebound. This is GreyMan, and I'm out.